know why my throat is scratching this morning. It's making me a little crazy. But good morning, everyone. I want to start by reading a couple of different things, maybe one now and one later, just to give some thought into how we want to practice today and how we maybe want to view our day. This was written by Pema Chodron, who is a Buddhist nun. And she says, the Navajo teach their children that every morning when the sun comes up, it's a brand new sun. It's born each morning. It lives for the duration of one day. And in the evening, it passes on, never to return again. As soon as the children are old enough to understand, the adults take them out at dawn and they say, the sun has only one day. You must live this day in a good way so that the sun won't have wasted its precious time. Acknowledging the preciousness of each day is a good way to live, a good way to reconnect with our basic joy. And we know this, right, as humans, as people, that we are only given this very moment, this breath in and breath out moment. And so maybe we can look at each pose, each breath, how we carry ourselves through the day in a way that this is one day, and at the end of this day, it will be gone, never to return again. So maybe we can live it well. So find your best way to sit. Feel your spine lengthen up. Feel the tailbone draw down. Feel the crown of the head rise up. Notice your breath. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and exhale it out. Maybe start to feel the expansion of the ribs, the lungs, the front, sides, and back body as you inhale. And then the softening in, the drawing in of those same areas as you exhale. And imagine if you knew only this present moment. If you only had this moment in which to live, would you worry about something that happened 10 years ago? Probably not. Would you fester over something that happened yesterday? If this was your moment to shine, to live, to breathe, nice deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then let the eyes flutter open. Maybe take a moment to roll your shoulders and get this hair out of the way. And just go slow. Feel all parts of the shoulder girdle. Feel what happens, what muscles engage as you take the arms or the shoulders forward or back, right? Or maybe circle back and then down and forward again. And just see what's happening in the shoulders. Shoulders are an area that we can get really stuck, right? If we quit extending, quit expanding. So just a nice roll, one more here. And then inhale, reach the arms up, grab your right wrist, take it across. I'm mirroring here for some odd reason. And then take it center, grab your other wrist, and take it over. Good. Come center, grab the other wrist, come on over. Inhale it up, grab the opposite wrist and reach. Good, and then take both arms up, stretch those arms really wide, palms are face up. And then turn the palms in, roll the shoulders forward. Exhale as you open them up, turn the palms up, good. 2 more here, roll them in. And open them up, good, and roll them in. And up again. And then inhale up, grab your wrist, take it over. Inhale, center, grab the other wrist and stretch. Good, pause here in the center, twist to your right. I'm not gonna mirror anymore because I'll get messed up. Twist to your right and just feel that, right? And twist, or come center, twist to your left. And center, and then exhale, let your arms go. Roll out your shoulders. And then take one hand, take your right hand to the left side ribs. And then take your left hand and just bring it back behind you anyway. Maybe palm face out so that the wrist doesn't get cranky. And twist to your left. So your hand, your front hand is on your left side ribs. You're twisting to the left. You feel the movement here. And then imagine someone put a string in your belly button. And it's just giving that a little bit more twist. Take your back hand and keep it sliding across until you wrap it around your opposite side waist. So you're really opening up the left shoulder. And breathe. And then notice where you feel the twist. Back off a little bit because already probably some of you are going a little bit too deep. And reach both shoulders away from each other. Ooh, big stretch to the left side chest, left side shoulders, still moving into the twist. And then release it, come center. Switch sides, your left hand goes to the right side ribs, your other hand is just wrapped behind you, have my palm face out. I'm gonna twist to the right and just check it out. How does it feel on this side? Maybe I coax the ribs or the belly button to the right, but don't overdo it. And then slide that back hand even further behind if it'll go, if your shoulder allows, and then spread both collarbones away from each other. Good, take a deep breath here. And come to center, release. Inhale, reach up. I want you to twist toward your left knee. Don't go real deep. And then take the torso forward. Let your hands come to the floor. Draw the collarbones wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, but don't over pull them down. And then just feel yourself on the left side. Maybe walk the right hand out more. Maybe relax the left hand or the left shoulder more so that you start to crawl the right fingers out to the left. Draw the right hip back. Watch the legs here and the knees if they're getting cranky. And just breathe. Just kind of notice the stretch, right? Maybe wiggle a little bit to that right side. You feel the stretch there. And then from this more rounded position, see if you can lift the chest. Just lift the chest. Big deep breath. And walk the hands in. Go the other way. Walk them out to the right. And pause at a softer spot, right? Press back through the left hip. Feel the stretch. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe widen the collarbones. Maybe walk the left fingertips further out. Make sure the right hand isn't cramping you up or crunching up through the shoulder. Take a deep breath. What are you observing about your body here, right? Where do you feel this stretch? What are you noticing? Take a deep breath and then lift the chest. Take some of the rounding out of the back. And walk those hands forward. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands right in front of you. If your legs are still crossed, that's fine. If you're getting cranky, straighten them out. Now, before you come forward, I want you to lengthen through the spine. So don't drop into this kind of cat pose. Really lengthen out so the torso is long. And then consider taking the hands forward. Widen the collarbones, soften the elbows toward the floor. Move move from the chest without moving into a back bend. There should be no low back sensation going on here. And notice, so some of you are going to hang out here and continue to work on unrounding your spine, whether it's in your lower back or in your upper back. Maybe you're more upright here. Some of you have the hip opening and flexibility to come down a lot lower. And just kind of check that out. But try not to lose the length in your torso. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe isometrically pull the hands back as the torso moves forward. Some of you can come all the way down to the floor. And then wherever you are, lift your chest, slide your fingers back, woo, and roll your shoulders, and straighten the legs. Woo, good. And maybe just kind of bend and straighten both legs. Just shake out those knees just a little bit, right? And then straighten both legs. Press through the sit bones. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Let's find Dandasana. Been playing with Dandasana a lot. It's, you know, it went from one of my least favorite to one of my most favorite poses. I'm not sure why that is, other than as we find the grounding of those legs, right? Even if your knees have to be bent some, that's okay, right? As we draw down through the legs, we draw down through the sit bones, we lengthen up through the torso, the pose just gets easier. If you're having trouble sitting upright, fingertips behind, elbows behind, right, to help with that spine. Only if you want, take the arms up. Good, fire up the legs, fire up the feet. Breathe. Maybe twist to the right, go easy here and let the hands come down. So your left hand is to the outside of your right knee. You're just finding a twist here. Lift the chest, hone the belly. Easy does it. And inhale, reach center. Exhale, go to the left. Fire up the legs. Don't let those go. Just because you moved into a twist, don't go into your deepest expression of a twist here. And breathe, and then come center. And exhale. Good. Shake out those ankles. Flex your feet. Maybe curl and stretch your toes. And breathe. All right, take the arms up. Dandasana again. Arms are optional, by the way. You don't have to raise those up. You know that. Good. Press down through your sit bones. Slide your left heel up toward your hips. And just pause there for a moment. And lift, lift, lift up. And then see if you can lift the foot off the floor. Step it over. Lift the torso again. Wrap your right arm around your left knee and come into a twist again. So that, you know, the interesting thing about the twists, and especially these type, where you have a pivot point, is that mindfulness not to over twist, right? Not to use the leg and the arm as a fulcrum to twist more, right? So more so when you inhale, lengthen out of your twist, like really lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, maybe go a little bit deeper. Maybe not. Good, nice deep breath. Take your body center, leave that knee bent, that left knee bent, and if you can, just drop the knee down. If that doesn't work, so right now my left leg is laying on top of my right leg. It's gonna deepen your hamstring stretch. If you don't like that, come into a more traditional Janu Sirsasana, where the sole of your foot is resting up the inside of your left or of your right leg. And then really lengthen up here. This is a deeper stretch for the hamstring, so be mindful. Once again, maybe the hands come forward, maybe the collarbones broaden, right? As we start to stretch into the hamstring that's not at all awake yet. If you feel pressure on your right knee, then come into the other version or come into a more true Janu Sirsasana instead of this variation. Good, breathe everybody, just feel this. Start to lengthen the belly button toward your knee, right? That lifts your chest. Now notice and come on up. Good. If you can, take the arms up, lift your left foot off the floor and release it all the way down, release the legs. Shake it out. Nice, other side. So you're gonna slide your right heel up and pause just for a moment. Reground your left leg, lengthen your whole torso. If you can, lift the right heel, step over, see if you can ground that foot. Lift up, take the arms up, maybe find more length, and then wrap your left arm around the right knee, take your right hand behind. Keep grounding through the left leg, feel that, maybe press into your right leg or your right foot a little bit more. Notice how that engages some of the glutes and find your twist. Remember that as we inhale, we lengthen, right? We want length in the pose in twist before we want twist in the twist. So breathe here, everybody. Nice tone to the belly. And then release your twist. Let that right knee drop down to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take your hands to the floor. Don't reach for that foot unless you are super open already this morning. Drawing the left femur back as the torso comes forward, as the chest and belly move toward the foot. Not rounding, right? Instead, lifting, finding that little bit of a hamstring stretch. Deep breath, everybody. Woo. You got it. And come on up. Take the arms up. Lift your right heel off the floor. Release it. Straighten it out. Shake it all out. Good. And then just for a moment, we're not going to stay on the floor, but come on down to the floor for a second. All the way down onto your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Hold your right knee to chest and stretch your left leg nice and long. And notice. Good. Take the hands behind your right knee and either stay here or straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. So a little bit of core work here and softening the back body from our early twists. Big deep breath. Good. One, stay here too, only if you want. Your left hand goes to the outside of your right shin and you press up and reach the right hand toward the front end of your mat. Good. Again, little baby twist, right? Woo-hoo. And release. Bend your right knee. Bring your left leg in. Hold on to your left knee. Stretch the right leg nice and long. Just stretch it out. One, stay here. Two, extend the left leg up toward the ceiling. Both legs are energized. Find your breath here, soft. Good, and then stay here and the right hand goes to the outside of your left shin. And you can stay here or lift the torso and reach your left hand toward the front end of your mat. Watch your neck here. If your head and neck are hurting, the hand goes behind your head instead. And release, bring both knees to chest. Good, hands go behind your head. Extend your extend your right leg, bring your right elbow to your left knee. Simple twist here, everybody. Hold and switch. Don't forget to breathe and switch. Exhale as you twist. Good, and switch. And switch, going slow on purpose. And switch. Woo! Last one. And release. Knees to chest, turn your head side to side. Notice how you got warmer already. And then allow your knees to roll to one side. Come on up, everybody. It's a beautiful day. And a warm one already. How's that happening? All right. So take your feet wider on your mat. Your hands are behind. If you were with me Friday, we played with this some. Windshield wiper your knees. And start by just, just kind of windshield wipering, right? Just kind of check it out. What happened? You lift off one hip, twist to the other hip, right? Don't go overboard. The next time your knees are to the right, let them fall to the right. Adjust your left leg back so that it feels comfortable. You can even put a blanket or a block under that knee if that makes sense for you. Ideally, you're on your mat or on a blanket and not on anything hard for that knee. And then notice this already, right? So already we're starting to move into a twist of sorts. Take your left hand, so the knees are to the right, take your left arm and reach it out. And as you're ready, just start to pull it across until you're reaching over your right thigh. And then bend the elbow and pull it back. So twisting one way, twisting the other way. Use your breath. Notice as you push and pull, right, that arm. Notice how it feels. See if you can find that. Good. One more here. Reach and pull it back. Good. And then place both hands on the legs and just see how that feels for you. If you feel better with one hand on the floor, then take that hand back to the floor. Because what happens here as we bend the right elbow and reach the left and then switch. See if you can find some balance here, right? Kind of funky, working that waist. Woo, go easy. If your body is telling you this is not really appropriate, one hand back down, a little bit softer move. Good, last set right here. Push and pull and come to center. Hands come down, lean back, undo your legs and windshield wiper. Okay, that was all about the obliques, maybe into the quadratus lumborum, which is at the back on either side of the spine. Good, one more, let's go to the left. Find that first pose and then draw the right leg back so that it feels comfortable in your body. I'm lifted off of that right glute, that's normal. Your left hand goes behind you, your right arm reaches and then pulls back. Trust your body here, right? Twists in particular, they're an interesting group of poses that work so many things in the body, and yet you have to be mindful, and you should be mindful, no matter whether it's twists or anything, when we're doing yoga. Good, one more here. Pull back. And then just let the hands rest and see how that feels. Do you feel pretty steady, right, as we work on some core here? And if and when you're ready, same thing. So you're pulling and pushing, right? You're reaching and drawing. Stretching them out and breathe. Feel your waist work. That's it. One more. And stretch. Go easy. And take it center. Hands come behind. Release those legs, straighten them out, everybody. Good, point, flex your feet. Roll your shoulders. Shake it out. And then let's come to, I want to do one more thing on the floor before we move. So we're going to start with forearm on the floor. And it should be pretty comfortable. You don't have to be exactly lined up shoulder to elbow, but you shouldn't be like spread out really far away from that alignment. And drop the, drop the, straighten the left leg. I gotta keep this straight. I gotta keep it straight. So you're on your right elbow and your left leg is straight. Thank you for pausing there with me. And then notice your right knee, breathe into chest, lift your chest, grab your right foot at any level. You might grab your toes, you might grab outside, you might grab ankle and straighten that leg up. Now fire up the left leg, press it into the floor as you reach the right leg and breathe. So if you're grabbing toes or you're grabbing the outside, you're coming into more of a twist. Breathe. So a week or two ago, we worked on reverse triangle. And if you kind of look at the legs, you're getting a sense of this reverse triangle pose. Good, big deep breath. And release that leg and come on up. Switch sides. You're down on elbow. Hand is in front of you. You're on your left elbow. Right leg straightens. Left knee comes to chest. You're reaching anywhere on the leg that makes sense. Strap, by the way. If I would just cue those things, would have been helpful. And straighten the leg. And then just notice, right, as you breathe, as you twist through this leg, you got it. So it's opposite hand to leg. You're reaching with your chest. You're not collapsing. Big deep breath. And release. Go back to the right side. So this time, instead of being on elbow, you can come back to that. You're going to be on hand. Left leg is straight. Right knee points up toward the ceiling. You can use your strap, by the way. If grabbing that foot is never not happening in this class today, you can do the strap. But I think if you grab anywhere on your leg or foot, you're going to really feel more control. So press down through your left leg. Toes are pointing up. You're squeezing down. Lengthen through your chest. You can use your hand here to hold your belly. And then one, you're here, or two, you let go of that back hand and reach it out behind you. So find your pose. Yeah. Woo. Sweet, sweet, sweet little pose here as we play. And release. And swap sides. All right, you are on your left hand or your left forearm if it's easier to stay lower. Press into your hand, lift your chest, right leg is straight down to the floor, left hand or right hand to left foot, left shin, anywhere you can hold on to. And then take the leg up and pause for a moment, right, to really lengthen up. So lift the chest away from the floor if you can. That knee, by the way, and I didn't say this on the other side, is that knee can be soft. It can be bent. If your hamstrings are super tight, just bend the knee. But then lengthen and look at your lovely little foot, holding the hand to foot only if you want. Release the left hand, lift your chest, and just play here. That's it. Big deep breath, everyone. And release it. Oh, and there we go. And then shake it out. Good. And now come to table pose. Watch your knees. You're welcome to take a blanket under your knees. We're not going to stay here forever, but we're going to be here for a few breaths. So maybe you do that. So come to a regular table pose to start. And I believe that most of you know eye of the needle. Normally, we would take, say, the right hand. For me, this is how I teach it. Normally, your right hand would go center, your left arm goes up. What I want you to do differently is walk your right hand forward, maybe a little towards center, but forward of your shoulder, but still that you have good purchase. And then take the left arm up and breathe. And then exhale, draw it down, come to eye of the needle. Your left shoulder drops to the floor. Your right arm gets comfortable. You find your breath. No strain, no stress through your head, your neck. And then slide your right hand back toward your right shoulder. Push up and release. Same thing, other side. Walk your left hand forward. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, eye of the needle. Drop down. And then just soften the left side shoulder. Some of you are going to be more on fingertips or palm with the elbow bent. Others, the arm is straight. Belly toned. Stretching it out, everybody. And then slide the left hand back, push into that hand and release. We have one more here. So this time, instead of your normal eye of the needle, I want you to walk both hands to the left side of your mat. I'm doing left side first so that you can see if you're looking at your computer. And then just press back. It's kind of a sideways puppy stretch, right? Just stretching out, particularly the right side of your body. And then come off the stretch and slide your right arm under your left again, but you're at the left corner of your mat. Press the hips toward the right. So another variation here. Breathe, smile. Should be no pain, only joy. You got it. And then slide your left hand back. Push up, lift up, and release. Last one, last side. Walk those hands to the right corner of your mat. Press back into a puppy stretch. Stretch out the left armpit. Maybe into that left side body. And then let the left arm slide underneath and come down to puppy stretch. Pressing the hips toward the left. Breathe. Slide your right hand back. Lift the left arm up. And release. Good, and then hands to the front of your mat, flip your toes under, go right to downward facing dog. And once you're in down dog, bend one knee and then the other. Check your hands, open and widen through the shoulders and the collarbones. Really stretch it out. You got it. And then walk your hands very much on purpose back to your feet. Let the head hang, elbows are soft. Knees are soft. Bend your knees, hands come to knees. Come all the way up to standing. Whew. And roll it out. And then just take the feet a little bit wider than shoulders width apart and sway side to side, but make sure you let your back foot pivot. Right, so that the hips can follow what you're doing there. Good, just easy, easy, easy. It doesn't have to look like anything, right? We're finding a twist through the body. Find your breath. And come to center. Square both of your feet to the front edge of your mat. Nice deep hinge from the hips and come on down, forward fold. Simple forward fold. But once again, see if you can find length through your torso. See if you can lengthen from your belly button to your collarbones. Press fully into all four corners of your feet. Maybe you notice that you're leaning out on your pinky toes. So if you are, press those back to neutral and breathe. If you're weighted heavy in the heels of your feet, come to the center. And just pause here for a moment. Lengthen through your spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Maybe walk the hands forward to get more length in your torso. Breathe. And then walk the hands back. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Oh, good. Roll it out, everybody. And come to the front of your mat. Have your blocks nearby. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Pause here. Bend your knees, step back, right leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Optionally, leave it up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel your stretches, everybody. Find your breath. Always going slow, especially at the beginning of class, so that we can really warm up. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Lift your knee off the floor. floor, step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, plant your hands, press into the pads of your fingers. Come to plank pose. Woo. Press out and away from the floor, tone your belly. Find your breath, lower your knees to the floor. Optional push-up. Press up. Yeah, we've been doing these again. With your toes under, downward facing dog. Like, no, not push-ups again. Look through your hands. Step forward, right leg. Lower your left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. And breathe. Maybe circle your wrists here, right? Find your breath. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Lift your left knee off the floor, step forward. Soften both knees, inhale all the way up. Exhale your hands right down to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften both knees, step back, left leg. Lower your left knee to the floor. Inhale, both arms up. And breathe. Good, this time left hand to right knee, right hand to sacrum. Open up your chest. Feel that widening. Don't let the left hand push your right knee into center. Keep it neutral. Big deep breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down. Good. Either just table pose or come on with me through your flow. Downward facing dog. To plank. Knees down. Not chaturanga so much, but push up. Reach up. Down dog. Look through your hands, step forward, left leg. Lower your knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist, right hand to left knee, left hand to sacrum. Just breathe, everyone. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your knees, step forward. Woo. Bend your knees, come on up all the way. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good, pause here just for a moment. Roll your shoulders. We're gonna do a few more rounds. We're gonna keep adding and adding as we work toward one, warming everything up, and two, moving toward those little bit deeper twists. So be mindful, be cautious, take care of your bodies. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Soften both knees, step back, right legs. Grab your blocks and take your hands to your blocks. And then decide knee up or knee down. Either one is beautiful. Breathe. Good, so from here, whether your knees up or down, I want you to lengthen through your torso. Plant your front foot and then engage your whole back leg. Keep your right hand on your block at any level. Take your left hand to your hip. And then think about where you want to twist from. I'm going to invite you to take your left shoulder back first. I'm not even taking my head back first. Just going to take the left shoulder back. And then I'm going to see about the left side chest. And the left side ribs. And then the belly button to the left. If you're good there, take the left arm up. And find your breath. Keep the back leg fired up. Keep the front leg in alignment. Big deep breath, everyone. And lower that hand to the floor. Woo. And breathe. Good. Watch the blocks if your hands are on the blocks. I like to keep the blocks low if I'm going to step back to down dog. So feel free to plank pose. Woo! And breathe. Lower the knees if your hands are on blocks. Be mindful, little chaturanga. Woo! And push back up. Exhale, down dog. Hang in there. Take a break if you need it. Look through your hands. Step forward, right leg. Breathe. Lengthen your spine. Broaden your collarbones. Your left hand stays on the mat. Your right hand just comes to your hip. And then just move your right shoulder away from the floor. And then maybe the right side chest, right? The head follows the rest of your spine. Fire up your back leg as you twist to the right and take the arm up. We spread out this wingspan, right? And breathe. That's it. One more good deep breath here. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Make sure you have enough room if those blocks are still there. Push forward, step forward. Forward fold, everyone. Hands to knees. Roll the shoulders away. And come on up. Roll your shoulders. Breathe. We've got one more round, so if you are loving this flow, come with me, and if you are not, maybe take a little bit of a break or hold one pose longer and see how that feels in your body. Okay, no stress, no strain. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down to the floor. Your hands can come to your blocks. Step back, left foot. Choice number 1, knee up. Choice 2, knee down. Oh, boy, look at that alignment. Woo. Good. So lifting up or not. Engage the left leg. Your left hand to your block. The right arm up. We've already done this. Want you to breathe. You got it. And then take your right hand back down to your block. Take the block up to your second level. Drop your back foot to the side position. Mindful here as you take your left hand to your hip and then up toward the ceiling. So an open twist or a really side angle pose, right? Breathe, squeeze. Good. Come on up from here, warrior 2. Woo. Hang in there. Bring your back arm forward, your forearm, your front arm back. Twist, twist, baby, twist. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, down to your blocks. Pivot your back foot so it's back to straight. Remember, blocks low if you're keeping your hands on it. Down dog. We're almost done with this part. Plank pose. Always an option. Knees up or down. Chaturanga. Push back out. Down dog. We're almost done. Woo! Step forward, left leg. Find your breath. Engage your back leg. Right hand down. Left arm up. Breathe. Where are you twisting from? Watch the cervical spine. Don't over twist there. Big deep breath. Release that hand down to your block. Maybe take the block up at second level. Maybe up at the highest level. Drop your back foot to the side position. And reach the right arm up. Breathe, everybody. I know for some of you this is a lot, so hang in there. Squeeze your belly. Maybe you transition to knee and then to warrior 2. And breathe. And then back arm forward, forearm, or front arm back. I can't seem to say that quite right. Breathe. And release, hands to blocks. Pivot on your back foot. And come forward. Bend your knees. Hands to knees. Come on up. Roll it out. Breathe. I know we don't do a ton of flow anymore, so that might have been a bit for you. And if it was, way to hang in there. So it's all good. It's all good. Oh, keep it out. Good. And then grab one of your blocks and take it in front of you. Go wide on your mat. Find your breath. Toes can be pointed, angled out slightly or forward. It really depends on your hips, knees, what feels right to you. And then nice deep hinge from your hips. And let the hands come down to your block. Elbows are soft and bent. Head is toward the floor. Breathe. Try to stay in the middle of your feet. Engage your inner thighs. And then press your hands into your block to lift halfway up. Left hand goes to your block, the right arm reaches up. Breathe, don't overshoot the shoulder. Just find where your extension is from center of your chest to fingertips. And then exhale it down. Switch sides, left arm up. Keep both thighs engaged. Breathe. And exhale. Good. Before we come out of this, I want you to take your block a little bit further forward. Not so much that you're reaching, but so that your arms are more extended. Take your left hand, center into the block. Take your right hand to your hip and open up your shoulder again. So twist to your right. And notice that this might feel different to you than when the block was more underneath your shoulders. Maybe take the right arm up, maybe not. Really reach out of the left arm. Exhale it down. Switch sides, tone your belly, open the arm. And exhale. Oh, good. Bring that block back to the center. Turn your toes out at 45s. Bend your knees. Hands to knees. Come on up. Heel toe in. Shake it out. Roll your shoulders. Good. And then from here, just inhale both arms up. Take them out in front of you. Draw the shoulders back and then open the arms. So very specifically, when you come forward, right, it's not a reaching, it's a drawing back of the shoulders. Take them up. Take them forward, squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other, open up. One more here, bring them center, inhale up. Exhale forward, squeeze the back, widen, soften, and then open. And let it go. Good, shake it out, everybody. So come on back to the front of your mat, have both of your blocks. Find your breath. I shouldn't walk away from the camera. I've got to see what's happening. Good. And then take your left foot forward and your right foot back. Your front leg is straight. We're looking at pyramid pose. So the hips come forward, the shoulders come forward, the legs are fired up and energized, right? Belly is nice and toned. And then hinge forward and bring your hands to your blocks. If blocks on medium are too low for you, just bring them up high. Or maybe you bring them up high to start so that you can roll your left hip back, right? The right hip rolls forward to level those hips out. Press strongly into your back foot. And just notice, how does this pose feel? Maybe lift your toes of your front foot and stretch into that hamstring. And then lower the toes down. If your blocks are on high and you can go lower, take the blocks lower. But remember what we said at the beginning of class about minimizing the rounding of your back. Instead, lengthen the torso and breathe. From here, walk your blocks forward. Lightly place your hands on the tops of the blocks and get longer still. And breathe. Woo. You got it. Keep going. And then walk the blocks back. Bend your knee. Switch legs. Simple, simple. Just step back, left leg, step forward, right leg. Find pyramid pose on this side. Your right hip rolls back. Your left leg, hip, right, rolls forward slightly. We start to lengthen through the spine. Maybe you start at the higher block level. Maybe you lift your toes off the floor to stretch into the hamstring and then press it down. As you lengthen the torso, a little bit more, a little bit more. Maybe you lower the blocks to second level. Big deep breath. And then walk the blocks forward. Softly let your hands rest on the blocks as you take the torso yet longer. This is not for everybody. Your front knee might be more bent. It's okay. Right? Breathe. And then walk the blocks back. Soften your front knee, step forward. Bend your knees and come on up. And pause. And then maybe take the feet wide because we're coming into more and just, slightly wide and do that pivoting thing again. Right, we're just releasing as we kind of squeeze up through the spine and then release it. Twists are supposedly extremely good for your spine, for your internal organs, right, for digestion. Good. So release it, shake it out. Come on back to the front of your mat. Left leg forward, right foot back. Toes are pointing more forward than sideways. Roll the hips forward. We're here again. I want you to hinge from the hips. Take your hands down to the block. So when we're playing with reverse triangle, which we did, like I said, a couple classes ago, normally your hand or your block will either be inside or outside your front foot, and you twist from there. But I'm going to borrow a hint from my friend Deb, who's out there, also a yoga teacher, and she said, try to bring your right hand block forward. And what this does is create more space, more room. So then as I consider twisting to the left, I have more room to move, to open those wingspans up. And so we breathe. Woo. Keep firing up the legs, keep pressing into the ball mounds, right? Maybe glance up toward that hand. Feel that big old twist. And exhale. Hands come back to your blocks. That right hand block moves back. And we simply switch sides. Right hip rolls back, left hip rolls forward. We lengthen our torsos. And then move your left hand block forward of your right foot, right? As we start to lengthen here even more, you shouldn't be overreaching, but you should have a comfortable press on that left hand block. Maybe your right hand just goes to your hip as you contemplate. Where am I going to move from? Let's move from the shoulder. Let's move from the chest. Let's move from the ribs. Let's move from the belly button. And then maybe the arm comes up, maybe not. Keep scissoring the legs toward each other as you breathe. You got it. Oh. And exhale. Ooh. Release. Walk that left hand block back. Bend your front knee. Soften both knees. Hands to knees. Come on up, everybody. Oh. And just grab one of your blocks. Take it between your thighs. Give your block a good squeeze. I don't know what this is, and you can try going long if that feels okay for you, but this is like the ultimate reset. When we're doing all of these poses where one leg's forward, one leg's back, we're doing all these twists, we just hug everything back to the middle and feel the whole pelvis just kind of go, oh, thank you very much. I feel so much better. Roll the shoulders, take out your hands, roll out your wrists. Take a moment here to just let all those muscles kind of re-engage and realign. Good, and then release it. Set the block aside. Maybe grab your strap. I know I had everybody grab a strap, but again, for me personally, I would rather grab higher on my leg than I would use the strap because the strap can throw me off. However, we're not all the same. So if you want to do a strap, I want you to take the strap around your left foot. And I'm going to step off. I think I'm going to step off my double mat here as well. So maybe you do, or maybe you just come near a wall, right, to aid with that. So if you're using a strap, grab the strap fairly tautly in your left hand. It's on your left foot, okay? If you're not using a strap, then you don't have to worry about anything for a moment. Find a good solid standing pose. Think about squeezing that block between your thighs. Think about your glutes being active, shoulders are back and tall. From here, shift into your right foot, bring your left foot up. If you have the strap, you're just holding up fairly close to that foot. If you don't have a strap, and by the way, you can just do this and then come on back down. You're either grabbing your shin or your big toe or the outside of your foot, and you're going to see if you can extend out any amount. You can have your knee bent. You can grab under your knee, which I like a lot, or you can just extend out. If you have the strap and it's throwing you off, just drop the strap and grab your shin or your knee. Good, big deep breath. And then bend your knee. Whew. And let go. Hi-yo. Find mountain pose. Find your breath. Right? Like, okay, everything's calm. Everything's good. We're in this moment. Shift to your left foot. Strap or no strap around your right foot. Bend your right knee. Squeeze in through your left leg. Maybe you grab your big toe, maybe the outside of your foot, the shin, the knee. Take that leg out at any level. And reach. And breathe. And bend that knee. And release. And shake it out. Holy moly. Right? One more here. Hands to hips. Engage your legs. Shift into your right leg and bend your left knee. Take your right hand to your left knee. Twist to your left. And take your left arm back. If you want more, you're grabbing either your foot or your shin and reaching back. You can also grab the outside of your knee. So we're twisting again. Whew. Bend your knee and shake it out. At least you thought, wow, look at Mary, I had a wall right here. And my fingertips were touching the wall. Oh, true confessions. Because I was feeling pretty solid there. All right, engage. Squeeze it all in. Shift into your left foot. Bend your right knee, pause. Left hand to right knee. I love this option. Start to twist to the right. That's tricky all by itself, right? And then the right hand goes back. If you want more, see if you can find the foot or the shin and reach back. And breathe. Oh, and smile. And release. Holy crow. And come on back to you. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right, so I want you to try one thing. Some of you with some knee compression issues, you're not gonna probably be able to do this well. And if that's the case, then I want you to stay high chair pose, right? Otherwise, I want you to take 1 or 2 blocks. And maybe I'll turn sideways just so you can see. And if your knees allow, come to a forward fold. Let your heels come to your block and then squat down. So my heels are up on a block. My knees are bent, obviously my torso is nice and tall. This is kind of a sweet way, right, to play with this one pose. The other option, of course, is 1 or 2 blocks and you sit on them instead of it just being your heel. So take your hands to your heart, twist to your right, let your elbow come to your knee. Resist that elbow so that you don't drive the knees center, and open up the arms. Easy does it if you're in a chair twist. Again, squeeze through the belly, engage those legs, and take it center. Come center yourself, twist and reverse side. Hands to heart-ish. Spread the arms if you want. Find that seated twist pose. And center. And release. And straighten out those legs. My goodness. All right, release those blocks, everyone. Come to, where do I want to go from here? Come to center. Take your feet forward on your mat. Lift up tall. And slowly curl all the way down to the floor. Oh, and pause for a moment here. Just pause. Feel your hips, right? Twists again can be tricky, so if they feel a little bit askew, that's okay for now. Just notice how they feel throughout the day. Plant your feet, draw your shoulders to the floor, lift your hips, squeeze your hips, plant the forearms to the shoulders into the mat, fingers softly point toward the ceiling. And then just imagine everything coming back to center as we breathe. No big deal here. We're holding this bridge pose. You can go deep or not deep. It's really about how your back body is feeling, how your strength is feeling. I would keep it kind of middle road so you're not fullest expression. Press into your feet. If you can, we're going to march for the count of 10. So you're lifting one foot, then the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press both hips up. Exhale both down. Straighten your left leg all the way down to the floor and feel that leg from hip bone to heel. Bring your right knee to chest. Just breathe. Keep planting the left leg as you stretch out the hips. Hands go behind your right knee, stretch your left leg up or right leg up. Keep drawing both legs away from each other. Slide your left heel up till the foot's on the floor and come into figure 4. Draw both knees toward chest. Keep your upper body soft. Maybe find a teeny spot behind your lower back where you could throw a blueberry. Find your breath. Let both hips be really heavy here, like sink down into your mat. Back of the neck is long. Find your breath. And then slide knee over knee, so you're crossing your knees. Bring both knees to chest, let the back round some. And then you either stay here or let the hands slide down your shins, all the way possibly to your feet. You move the heels away from your glutes and spread those feet away from each other for cow face legs. You can grab your feet pretty much any way that you want. You can grab shins. You can just be up near the knees as we stretch that right hip, right glute. Ever so gently press your knees away from you. They're not going to go far, but feel that change in the stretch. Deep breath. And let it out. And then drop the heels back down toward your glutes. Release your legs. Undo your legs. Keep your left knee to your chest. Stretch the left leg. Or right leg all the way to the floor. All the way down. Pressing it down to the floor. Just stretch it out. Hopefully any tension in your low back is lessening now. Take the leg straight up, left leg up, just hold it here. Keep grounding both legs. And then slide the right heel up so your foot is on the floor. Take your left leg to figure four. Bring the knees toward your chest. Soften the lower back so you have a teeny space there. You can hold the legs or not. Really, the legs pretty much stay in place here, so you can soften the arms and the chest. No reaching. And then slide knee over knee. And either stay here, knees toward chest, or slide those hands down the shins, maybe to your feet. Widen the feet away from each other. Try to draw the heels away from the glutes, away from the hips. Big deep breath. And then lower those heels back down. Release your feet or shins, undo your knees, bring your knees to your chest. Let both feet come to the floor and then open both knees out to the side. So little supine Baddha Konasana. If you have any tension or stress here, you can take your blocks underneath your thighs, right? Make sure if you do that, that they're really supporting you and it feels great. It's a much more restorative pose than just having the knees out to the side. Your belly is soft. Your shoulders are soft. Maybe the arms go overhead, but the elbows are bent as if they could mimic the feet, not palms together, but just the arms bent and the knees bent. Soften the ribs toward the floor. Pause here and breathe. And maybe come back to the passage that I read first thing this morning about the Navajo Indians teaching their children the preciousness of this one day. Release the arms from here. Maybe support those thighs as you draw the back in. And then as you're ready, one leg straightens and the other leg straightens. And before you find Shavasana, I want you to squeeze everything in. Squeeze your legs, your hips, your belly, your shoulders, your fists. And let it all go. Good, one more time. Squeeze everything in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Belly, hips, legs, chest. And let it go. And then find your Shavasana, everyone. So as you move into Shavasana, first smile, class is almost done. Smile at the preciousness of this day, this moment. Allow your body to surrender into the mat. Then as you drift into Shavasana, I want to read one other passage. This one by Viktor Frankl. And he says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. So as we make our way through this precious day, we find the space between stimulus and response. And we choose less to react and more to respond with peace and with love. Soften down even more. Feel your muscles soften and release. Feel your heart grow in the space provided. Is there anything else you can let go of on your mat? Anything else? And as you're ready, begin to awaken from this pose, staying if it feels good to stay longer. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, curl your wrists. Draw your knees to your chest, rocking side to side until those knees roll to one side or the other. And as you're ready, coming all the way back up to your seated pose.